Hi YouTube. I just watched a video there on a guy called Tamas, Thanos 222222. The video was called "How Has Growing Up with an Alcoholic Parent Affected Us." Um, I actually was just I arguing with my mum a minute ago, and she's gone now from my home. Arguing. Well, I said things that upset her. Um, I'm a son of an alcoholic, and basically this guy was saying in his video that there's not enough videos up here. People saying their feelings, saying how they feel, and how it's affected them. And at first I wasn't. I was just listening to it, but then looking around, there isn't a lot, and I thought I'd do a video as well. There's no real structure to this video in the sense of I've thought up things to say, but it's just a video to release some feelings, and also maybe it will help people to deal with their problems. Yeah, so my father, my family is Scottish. One problem with Scottish people is they seem to think that drinking is somehow associated with manhood, and my father is a heavy drinker, vodka in particular. Since I've been a young child, I'm the eldest child. I have one brother, 2 years younger. Since I was a little boy, my father's drunk and he's incredibly violent. Extreme beatings. Yeah, and yeah. The I always found the beatings weren't really that bad, to be honest. You kind of, I think maybe being a boy or something, or I think you get used to it. Or I find the hardest thing to deal with was the actual words that came out of his mouth. The words really hurt, sting inside. It really upsets you. It kind of destroys your morale. It mentally messes you up. I was in that guy's video, and what you were saying is true. Sometimes you've not had any sleep, and you go to school, and you've had a hard day with some guy who's, biologically your father, who's told you horrible things that a child should never hear, especially from their father. I would say that it's affected me in many ways. I was listening to his video and he was saying he's unstable. I would completely agree with that. I think I'm completely unstable. I mean, I think with children alcoholics, we pretend to be stable. We do things because that's what we're supposed to do, because that's what people do. But we don't do it instinctively. And I think, and what I mean by that is because, I'm blessed in the sense that I've got a beautiful wife, a lovely understanding wife, and a beautiful son. And but like sometimes when we argue, and I noticed this before in all my other relationships, when I'd argue with my girlfriends or I was seeing at the time or something, I would go into next levels. I'd get so angry over little things, and I'd smash up stuff. I mean, I'd punch walls. I would, the level of intense anger that come at me over nothing sometimes, over things that, I mean, I can remember getting angry, but I didn't remember what about. And I think that's down to the fact that, my father, we learned from our parents, and my father got angry over anything. He would smash up things, he would punch, he would spit, he would curse. And so, I didn't learn how to deal with my anger, how to deal with emotions, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with people when you don't get your way, how to be kind, how to forgive, any of this stuff. And so, being in a relationship, it's hard. And that's why I say, adult children of alcoholics, we pretend, because that's how we're supposed to do things, isn't it? That's why why we do certain things, and that's why I think sometimes we're very unsure of what we should be doing. I was listening to his video. He said he's basically become, not, I won't say a workaholic, but he throws himself at work, and I'm very similar. I've really thrown myself into work. I get heavily involved, And but you know, part of that is down to the reason, you know, we need to do stuff because, you know, and there's a great fear. It's really, really, really hard. I'm telling you, growing up as a child of an alcoholic is a really hard life, a hard upbringing. I think it was my brother seems to have done very well from it. I mean, when I grew up, I'm dyslexic, and that's an interesting subject in itself. But you know, I was always labelled as stupid and dumb, and I was always, you know, this. I seemed to not get any self encouragement or better myself, but I was sort of labelled, and you know, it was hard, eh? And my brother was really given almost a lot of love, and I think, you know, it's led to a lot of problems within my family. I feel very distant from my brother. I feel distant from my family. Now having a son, you know, it's hard because, you know, grandparents have a right to see their grandchildren, but I'm very nervous. My father's never sober, um, and I want him to see my son. I want my father sober up. You know, I don't hate my father. I love him very much. You know, but there is a lot of hatred in my heart. Um, when I was listening to that other guy's video there, he was one thing I never touched on, but I'm sure he gets, is nightmares. I mean, you know, waking up in the middle of the night, sweat, swinging punches, jumping up. I have so many nightmares of 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 being in fights, being beaten up. And it's something. It's not really. Some of them are my father doing it to me. Not a lot of them. Most of them are just random people. It really, it really is. It's hard. It's really, really hard. So just to again, this video hasn't really got a structure. It's just venting myself, and also, if you're a child of an alcoholic, or if you're in it right now, having the internet is an amazing tool. When I grew up, we never had that. I didn't know anything about. When I grew up, I thought I was the only one going through this, but now seeing that there's millions of people going through this, and then there are, and there's numbers you can call, places you can go for help. Get the help, get the if you're a young child, get the help. Study at school. Really take serious your education. Study. You can have a better life. There is have hope, because in years it will get better. Keep focused. Don't fall into the traps of drinking. Don't fall into the traps of drugs, and don't fall into traps of sex. And the reason I say sex there is because I find that for a time I was homeless and all that, running away from the trouble and all that. And, there are a lot of predators. I live in London, in England, and there's a lot of predators looking for children. We hear these stories all the time. And so you really have to be careful. You really have to value yourself, value who you are. When you hear these things from your parents, don't believe it. Just, it's their opinion. And the truth is, something generally has happened in their life that's caused this. You have to have hope. Well, one powerful thing for me has been, Bible reading and a Christian. And I don't mean to Bible bash anyone or offend anyone, but for me, it's been a strong key to helping me, to give me value and self-respect. I remember when I was a very young boy, I picked up a dart one time, and I was going to stab this dart in my neck, just here, my Adam's apple. Well, I don't think I had Adam's apple, but my neck. And I remember I wanted to kill myself, and I remember a voice spoke to me and said, "Don't do it. Things are going to get better." And for me, it's always been a time when, and in the back of my head, I always say, "God saved my life." And I was really going to kill myself, and that's part of the reason why I'm a Christian today. I'm not the best Christian by far, but I am a Christian. I do, read the Bible, and I try to be a Christian in my life. Work-wise, I work very hard. I think it's hard though, because being a child of an alcoholic. When I was listening to the other man there in that video, he was saying that he runs his own business, and I think that's probably best, because I find that myself working for other people, I work hard, but then I get very paranoid. I think people try to take advantage of me. I get very angry, and you sort of come into that, more so than others, that sort of fight or flight thinking, that you either want to flee and run away or attack. And you know, growing up in a violent home, that's part of what I had. You know, I was always hiding from my father, and then as I got older and I got, you know, bigger and stronger, I could you know, he couldn't beat me up no more. You know, I could actually hold him down, and I could, you know, I knew his moves, as it were. I knew what he would do, how he would hit me, what parts of my body he would go for, and I could just grab him and hold him in that place, and there's nothing you could do. And it's funny, I found my father started to accuse me of being a bully, a problem child, and it's almost like, for my mum as well, that I was labelled as a problem child. I was done as a problem child. This video has gone on way too long. I've just realised the time. It's 11 minutes, so I'm going to end it up there. But I just hope this will encourage other people to put up videos, and you know, and maybe some good will come of this. God bless. Bye bye.